What's happening, guys? My name is Wiz, and today I am going to show you a sorcery build that you can use very early on to crush everything in your path and then get to the max level. Also, bear in mind I'm playing on world tier 2. That way I get more XP and the enemy is a little bit more challenging, but with this build it's nothing. Everything becomes very easy. First thing first, when you get to the first part of your tree, you want to make sure you go to the sparks. Now these sparks is very good. It's basic and you have it all the time, but make sure you go all the way in with this. So you can choose either to the left side with the glinting spark, or you can also choose the flickering spark. I like the flickering sparks, and I pick up those balls and then I can just have lightning all over me and then just damage the enemy. Now once you get that, our next area, we're gonna put some points into the frozen orb and then just max this out if you can, but just make sure at least you get to the second level. But if you have enough points, just put it there. And as you can see that I am only using 14 points just to show you that this build still crush even at the earliest level. So I can add some more points here, but I'm not going to, just because I'm showing you the build and it still works with the minimum amount of points. And then we're gonna come here and then we're gonna add 1 point here because of the mana. So you want to make sure that you manage your mana as best as you can, because this character relies heavily on using mana. So that's why we just add that 1 point here. And also because we want to make sure that we can get into those other trees so we can get some of the more powerful skills. And then we add some points to the chain lightning. You really definitely need to put some points in there. This is one of the better skills for the sorcerer, because it bounces back to all the enemies around the area, and you keep doing that and you're gonna destroy every dungeon that you encounter. Just make sure you put as many points as you can in there. Once you have more points available, you can just enhance it. But you know, right now in the early beginning, just stay right there and you should be good to go. And then we're gonna go down to this other tree right here. This is the defensive tree. Now the first thing you want to do, now I know a lot of people wants to go through teleport, but you know, not early on. Just stay away from it early on, because it's not giving you that much benefit early on. And then this is the most important one for defense in my opinion, because the ice armor, you put that on and then you just can absorb a lot of damage. So, and then you can just add some more points to it. That way you enhance it so it can be better. So you're gonna be kind of tanky, because this character is very squishy, but the more defensive skill that you can use, the better it is going to be for you. And then I also put some points in the Frost Nova. This is very good to freeze the enemy, keep them in place for a few seconds, and then you just do whatever damage you want to do to them with whatever skill you want to use. So if you can enhance this once you have more points, just do it, because the longer you can freeze the enemy and then the more cooldown you have on it, the better it is going to be for you. And then I go down to the next part here. This is what you're working towards. It's this right here, the Hydra. This is a very powerful tool for you to be doing DPS to enemies as much as possible. So you can invest as much points as you have early on, but you know, just you're trying to get to more of some of the other skills, then you know, just put as many points as you can in there when you can, and you should be good, because your goal is to get to, you know, one of the higher skills so you can get to your ultimate, and then just do all the things that you need to do with your character. But once you get to the Hydra, especially early on, you're not going to have that many points, but once you get to that point, then you are set to go out there and destroy everything in your path all the way to level 25, because I have not failed any dungeon since I'm using this build. I'm sure you are going to be fine between level 1 to level 14 or level 1 to level 12. You are going to be able to just put this build together and just go out there and destroy everything in your path all the way to level 25. All right, guys, the next thing we're going to talk about is about equipment for the build. Now, the equipment, we don't want to talk too much about equipment, because you're going to find equipment and then you're just going to equip them based on your preference and what going to synergize with the build or the skills that you are selecting. You just have to make sure that you equip the best gear that you have, and then if you can find some that synergizes with the skills that you select, then you should be good to go. Now, a lot of time you're gonna find +1 points to a skill and stuff like that. They may not matter because you don't have that skill equipped, but you know, it is what it is. And also the amulets, the rings, they do bring a lot of benefits to your build, to your character. So make sure you pick them accordingly. Normally, what I do when I'm fighting a lot of enemy, I kind of kite them, you know, somewhere, and then I just freeze them. And then once I freeze them, I go with the chain lightning to just go and damage a lot of them and even kill them. And then after that, I follow up with the Hydra, and then just let the Hydra do all the job for me. And that's normally what I do. And then I spam the rest of the skills. That way, you know, I just continue to fight accordingly. But because you are managing your mana, so you got to make sure that, you know, you do it accordingly to what you have available. So that's basically how you play the build, and even when you fighting bosses. But the main important thing, at a certain point, you need to make sure that you do the ice armor. And then while you're in there, just to absorb some damage, especially when you're fighting. And then that gives you some time to actually regroup and then do what you got to do. That's basically all you got to do, and then you'll get to level 25 and then getting ready for end game when the full game launch. Anyway, that's all we have. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.